What's up, everybody? I'm back in the AV8B, and I was having some problems with some new weapons and wasn't having much luck, so I thought, hey, why not go traumatize myself and commit suicide by trying to do a vertical landing? So here we go. It actually wasn't pretty, but I did survive, and so I thought I would record it. And I did. So normally I come in way too high, and then when I try to adjust the nozzles, I go up too high. I gain too much altitude. So here I try to come in low and slow, which is probably a very bad idea. That's typically a bad idea when trying to land, because you don't have any options. You don't have any energy in case you mess up. But it dawned on me, I don't know, I think it dawned on me before, but it didn't really sink in until this attempt, that I really just need to kind of control my sink rate, It seems like I've got to, you have to kind of anticipate what the aircraft is going to do and beat it to the punch. So, a lot of times I get kind of sloppy, and you'll see in this video I get pretty sloppy with my pitch and roll control and my sink rate control. But if you adjust, your throttle too late, you're gonna crash. If you're sinking, if you adjust it too late, you gain too much altitude, which is the better alternative. But then it takes you a while to get back down. I didn't slow down early enough. Here you can see my sink rate increasing. So I gave it more throttle. And I kind of oscillate back and forth. It takes me a while to get that sink rate kind of controlled the way I want it, and it seemed like every time I did, then something else got out of control. So either I had too much ground speed, or I was too high or too low at the time that I got my sink rate just right for a landing, or I was pitching or rolling too much. This passed, so I turned back, and I'm trying to land in the X. And I don't really care which runway I'm on, I just want to land in kind of close to the middle of the X. When I'm flying helicopters, I always try to pick a spot and land on it, and I rarely land on that spot or even close. It's very, very rare. I was doing the same thing here. I don't want to just land anywhere. So a landing in the grass is disappointing. A landing at the end of the runway is disappointing. I'm heading for the X. So here, I got my ground speed kind of under control, but I'm too high, and I'm not in the right spot. So I'm trying to bring it down without crashing. My ground speed gets out of control. I thought my sink rate was getting out of control, so then I wound up raising up in the air. I got my ground speed kind of out of control. I'm closer to the right spot. So this is looking pretty good at this point. For me anyway. And I'm very much stressing my engine out right now. I don't, I tend to get over temperature warnings, but anyway, this looks really good right here. I start going backwards a little bit, that's okay. I'm trying to get under control by pitching forward, and then I get way too much ground speed, and I wind up, off the mark. That happens pretty quickly, it seems to me. At least for me, that happens very quickly in this jet. So then I start getting my roll and my pitch out of control. I almost land in the wrong spot. I don't want to land over here. Everything's out of control right now, except sink rate, I guess. So let's get back over to the X, but let's do it under control. We put some yaw inputs into it, try to make sure we don't touch down and we don't roll too much, and we don't get our ground speed out of control again. I panicked a little bit when I got over the grass, and I think right here I got, mostly back in control. I sort of calmed myself down and remembered it wasn't a real jet. And I'm not really going to die. And we were a little bit more in control after that. So another thing I tend to forget is to drop the throttle. So sometimes I adjust the nozzle instead of the throttle, and then I take off again. But that's it. whew, I'm done. I'm quitting for the night. Later.